and I hope it's the same wherever you are in the world. And whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a great day and you're staying safe and fine and everything else. Anyway, so what I'm doing today, I'm going to preview Arsenal's game tonight against AFC Wimbledon. And looks like we got some comments. John French says he can't wait for this one. Well, here I am, mate. I'm here. And there's one from James Dunlop. Hi, Warren. I hope you're well, man. Yeah, I'm good. Just want to say I'm sorry to see what happened last night with Everton, mate. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think you've got bigger fish to fry, to be honest. In the big scheme of things, I think, your push for a European place and whatnot is far more important than this Carabao Cup tie. But for those of us languishing and the sort of bottom half of the table who are not likely to get European football, then this is a big deal. So anyway, I hope you're okay, mate. And like I say, I hope you're doing well. And it's nice to see you as always. And thanks for tuning in. So, yeah, anyone who's watching this on playback, also, I've never seen you in the chat before, John. So this counts for you as well. If you've not subscribed to my channel already, please make sure you do that for me. That'd be really kind of you if you could do that. And also hit the like button, and please make sure you share the content with anyone else who you think might enjoy watching it. So let's get on with it. So Arsenal versus AFC Wimbledon, the Carabao Cup, third round match preview. And there we go. We got another chat from James. I'm good, thanks, Warren. We are shocking at penalties, and Lucas Digne is now injured. Only good thing this week is that James Rodriguez has left for Qatar. Is that right? Has he gone? Oh my God. So I'm assuming you're not a big fan then. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because he's a very talented player, but he's just not done it for you guys, has he? So it's right. So let's break down AFC Wimbledon, because this club were formed in 2002 by supporters of the former Wimbledon FC, who moved to Milton Keynes and became known as Milton Keynes Dons. So the team that went to Milton Keynes was the one that had all the crazy gang and won that FA Cup in the late 80s against Liverpool at Wembley, and had Vinnie Jones and John Fashanu playing for them and all that. And yeah, they used to really unsettle and ruffle the feathers of a lot of big established clubs. The club moved to AFC Wimbledon moved to a new stadium, which is now on the site of the old Wimbledon Greyhound Stadium, which is only 250 yards away from the original Plough Lane. Now, those of you who don't know Wimbledon, like, the grounds are almost, as that suggests, like 250 yards, they're like almost next door to each other. And yeah, I'm a bit sad to hear that the Greyhound Stadium has gone. I used to like going to watch the Greyhounds and Wimbledon, and you used to be able to see the dogs before they come out and went out into the traps. And a mate of mine, this is disgusting, by the way. This mate of mine, he used to like watching the dogs before they were going out to the traps to see if any of them had a dump before they went out into the traps. Because if they did, he said it would be a good idea to bet on them. Whether that theory in practice works or not, I have no idea. But that's what he used to say. So I don't know. I really don't. But anyway, so now Wimbledon's form so far this season is, let's have a look. So they played 8 league games. They're sitting 7th in the table at the moment. They've won 3, drawn 3, and lost 2. And they've scored almost as many as they conceded. So they conceded 15 and they've scored 15 and conceded 13, and they've got 12 points. So they're a bit. It's a bit of a mad one, really, because they score. Like I say, they're scoring almost as many as they're conceding. So it looks like they're probably quite an entertaining side to go and watch, but probably not very good for their supporters, to be honest. So far, their away form in the league, they've won 2-1 at Doncaster Rovers. They've lost 1-0 at Sunderland. They drew 2-2 at Ipswich Town and won 4-3 at Morecambe. So, yeah, they seem to score a few goals, but they also concede quite a few by the looks of it. And then their cup form in the EFL Cup, which is what they're playing tonight against Arsenal, they won 1-0 at Charlton and then 1-0 at Northampton Town. So it looks like they're a side who can score goals, but it's just whether or not they can stop them going in at the other end. Now, Arsenal's current form in the league. Sorry, the last 6 matches Arsenal have played, they've won 3, drawn 1, and lost 2. They've scored 7 and conceded 5, and from those 6 games have managed to get 10 points. So from the start of the season, they've beaten Brentford. They lost 2-0 away at Brentford, as we all know. They lost 2-0 at home to Chelsea, and then they went and beat West Bromwich Albion 6-0 away in the Carabao Cup second round, which was a West Bromwich Albion youth team, basically. And then they lost heavily 5-0 at Manchester City, again in the league. So the league form at the start of the season was dreadful. It really was. And I've heard all sorts of excuses as to why that was. But sorry, me, I don't buy no excuses. If you're not at full strength, then you try and counteract that by making sure that you make yourselves difficult to beat and not just surrender like they did at Brentford without any sort of fight. And also against Chelsea and against Manchester City. It's just not acceptable. And then they struggled to a 1-0 win at home to Norwich City, where they scored a scrambled goal from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And then they had a much improved performance away at Burnley, where they managed to scrap a 1-0 win. But even so, having said that, they played the most attacking lineup they possibly could have done in that game, and yet they still didn't manage to score a goal from open play against a team which is now in the bottom 3. And that Burnley team haven't won at home since the middle of January this year. So they're not a very good side at home. So that really concerns me, the fact that Arsenal are not looking like they can score goals. It's a major concern, and they're not scoring enough goals from midfield as far as I'm concerned. So what do I think is going to happen in terms of lineups? Well, let's see. We've got a comment here from James. So for Wimbledon, it's a nothing to lose situation. They will have a no fear attitude. Arsenal, however, have got to put in a professional job tonight. Yeah, they have, James, and it is. For Wimbledon, there is a nothing to lose. They've got nothing to lose. They can come there, they can go for it. And if they get thumped, then, that's what people would expect. And if they win, it will be fantastic for them. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. And it is a bit of a worry, I have to say, because, like I say, they do tend to score, and Arsenal are struggling to score at the moment. And even though Wimbledon are in League One, these sorts of things do happen. So Wimbledon, they tend to play a 4-2-3-1 formation. And I looked at their formations over the last few weeks, and their backline and midfield hasn't really changed for the last two games. Where there's been changes has been in the forward positions. So I suspect the manager will probably go with the same 11 as he's been going for recently. So I don't really expect to see that many changes in their team. But you never know what could happen. And although I expect them to line up like this, I really don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. Arsenal, however, God knows what will happen, because you never really know what's going to happen with Mikel Arteta. He never really seems to play the same 11 from one week to the next. But this is what I would choose. This is my lineup for the game, and it might raise a few eyebrows, but let's see what happens. So the back line, I'd go with Nuno Tavares at left back, Gabriel, Ben White, and Tomiyasu at right back, and Bernd Leno in goal. I want to try as much as possible to keep the same defence as what played at Burnley, to give them chance to get to increase their understanding of working together. But I want Ramsdale to have a rest, and I want Bernd Leno to have a run out. And I'm worried about the amount of injuries that Kieran Tierney's picking up, and particularly with the game against Spurs that we got coming up at the weekend. So I don't want to risk him, because I think he's really important, and his form has been quite poor of late. He did pick up against Burnley, but it concerns me, I have to say. And then in the midfield, I've gone for Ainsley Maitland-Niles and the young lad, Charlie Patino. I'd like to see the young lad get a run out tonight in the Carabao Cup, see what he can do, give him some experience either. And if he doesn't start, I certainly want to see him come off the bench and have a run out. But I definitely want to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles play in a defensive midfield position, and Patino playing the number 8 role. And then moving forward, this is where people are probably going to think I've taken leave of my senses. But I want to see a front three of Balogun, Martinelli, and Lacazette. With Martinelli, I want him see him playing a sort of number 10 role, but with a license to do whatever he wants, and basically have a free role so that he can just go wherever he thinks and just create absolute havoc. I want to see Balogun have been given another chance, try and build up his confidence. And if he doesn't start, like again, as with Patino, I want to see him coming off the bench. And I want Lacazette to play. I think he needs some game time, and I think he needs to score 1 or 2 goals to get his confidence up and running, because I think he's a good striker. I just think he's not being managed properly by this clown of a manager that we've got. Now, people will look at this and say, well, Warren, where's the width coming from? What I want to see is Tavares and Tomiyasu bombing down the flanks. Maybe not both at the same time, but alternately or something like that. And when they do bomb forward, I want to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles drop back into the defence to help the defence out. But, given that we're playing AFC Wimbledon, I don't think there's a major need for us to be that watertight at the back, because I think our defence should be able to cope with anything that Wimbledon throw at us. But, with this team, you never know, really. They're capable of doing anything. So, yeah, that's my predicted lineup, or what I would go for anyway. It's not necessarily what I think Mikel Arteta will do, but who knows what he's going to do. You never know what his lineup's going to be. James has come in with another chat. Thank you for all your chats, James. I really appreciate this, mate. I really do. He says, I think some people have gone way over the top with Tomiyasu. I think he's done okay for the 2 games he's had, but people need to stop overhyping the lad. That's put a lot of pressure on him. Yeah, you're right. It has put a lot of pressure on him. And people need to remember that the opposition he's been up against, it'd be a different kettle of fish when we play Tottenham at the weekend. And when we come up against the likes of your team, Everton or Leicester or, Manchester United or Liverpool or someone like that. Let's see what happens then. And I think they just need to calm down and stop overhyping him, like you say. And it's the same with this Patino kid. He hasn't even played a game yet, and some of the Arsenal supporters are going on and on about him like it's the next bloody Xabi Alonso or, Andres Iniesta or something like that. It's just an absolute madness. It really is. But let's see what happens. So, yeah, that's my starting 11. That's what I would do. So let's see what Coco the Clown does tonight when he picks his team. So, and my predicted result for the game is I think Arsenal will win by 1-0, a very slender. I think it's going to be a very tight game because I think Wimbledon are going to be really fired up for it. I remember years ago I went to watch Maidstone when they were in the 4th division, play up at Leicester in the League Cup when Leicester were in the old 2nd division. And although Leicester beat Maidstone United 3-0, Maidstone give them a really hard game. And if Maidstone had had a decent striker that night, and the game would have been even tougher for Leicester, but they just couldn't finish. And this is what invariably happens when a lower league side, in my experience, comes up against a team higher up the league. They have a lot more. Let's just say that they're really fired up for the game and they tend to raise the game up a notch or two. And sometimes, like the higher league club, can struggle to get their game going, particularly if there's been a lot of changes in the team and they're not used to playing each other. So it can be very, very dangerous for, a Premiership club to come up against a team from the Championship or League One or so on and so forth. So, yeah, I'm expecting a tight game. I think Arsenal will win by 1-0 just because of the fact we seem incapable of scoring goals. So, yeah, that's what I think will happen. But I don't think this is going to be an easy game for Arsenal by any stretch of the imagination. So, James Dunlop's coming with the chat saying 3-0, I think you'll win tonight. But if you get knocked out by Wimbledon tonight, I can imagine the next debate on Arteta would be more heated. Yeah, I can't wait for the watch-along tonight because I want to see what Terry's going to say if Arsenal lose this game or what he's going to say full stop, because I'm ready for him, mate. I'm telling you, just watch what happens tonight, mate. I'm telling you, because I ain't taking no nonsense off that fella tonight. I'm going to let him have it with both barrels. So let's see what he comes out with, because, like I said, I'm not having it. I'm really not. I'm telling you now. And I don't know. I just got this feeling that if they lose this game, and if they lose that game against Tottenham, I think it might push Terry over the edge. I really do. And I think he might turn. But there again, I might be wrong. but we'll see what happens. So, yeah, so that's my preview for tonight's game. And James has come in again. He said, if they do a member stream, you better be ready to educate him, Warren. Mate, I'll be there. Don't worry. I'll be doing my very best to give him, what was it Claude used to say? A voice of reason course. Because he will always kick on at him saying he needs to go to the Voice of Reason College and do a Voice of Reason course. You remember that? And I can't wait for a member stream, because the last one they did, it went on for about 3 hours, and it was brilliant. It really was. And I remember that there was me. I was sitting there and I was chatting with Tony Blackwell and with Diesel, and it was great. Absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to a member stream, mate. I really am. So we'll see what happens. Listen, thanks for everyone who's come in and watched the show today. I hope you really enjoyed it. I might come back later with a reaction to the lineup, because I think that could be quite interesting. But yeah, we'll see what happens tonight in the match. It's going to be an interesting one. Anyway, take care. And before I go, as always, I just want to give a shout out to these other YouTube channels. There's the Old School Gunner YouTube channel. It's my mate, the Old School Gunner. I did a stream with him yesterday. I went on his channel and we was having the chat about the Arsenal, which was I got quite animated a few times in that. And then he does excellent Arsenal content. He's very knowledgeable, and he gets I don't know where he gets his information from, but he does do brilliant videos. Then there's 3 Pointers. I've just found out about them recently. That they're a group of 3 lads who do a broadcast together, and again they're all Arsenal supporters, and they work really, really well together. They bounce off each other really well, and I really like their streams. I'm very impressed, and particularly with their graphics and their intros and outros and whatever. It's really top quality. And then Arsenal Alex, very, very, very passionate Arsenal fan. Again, does excellent Arsenal content, and another great guy. And again, he's another one whose work I really like, and I really admire his work. And I think he's got a great channel on his hands. And then finally, the one and the only, the Claude and the Banstas channel. I'm sure they're going to be doing a watch long for the Arsenal Wimbledon match tonight. If you are an Arsenal fan, make sure you go and check it out, because I'm guarantee you, if you go and watch it, it's going to be like a comedy show, listening to Terry and the excuses he's going to come out with for this piss poor manager that Arsenal got. I'm telling you, it will be hilarious. And I'm telling you, I'm going to go in and I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to give him so much grief. I'm telling you, really going to go for him. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. And like I say, thanks for coming and watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to put a like on the video, and if you've not done so already, please subscribe to my channel, and please remember to share it around with all your friends, family, or whatever. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. And this final chat there from James, he says, cheers Warren, see you soon mate, and you buddy, I hope you're okay, and I look forward to chatting to you again soon mate. Take care, speak to you all soon. Thanks very much for coming in. And like I say, I'll see you all soon. Thanks. Bye.